Hello, Jen here, and I have a layout for the Wild Whisper design team. I'm using Feel the Beat, which is one of their quarterly collections for this quarter. So as you know, instead of doing monthly releases, they're now doing quarterly releases, so you get a whole bunch of options and lots of fun stuff to play with every quarter. So this collection, I just flipped through some of the papers there for you to see. I also have the ephemera pack and I have the flare, and there is a stamp set and some cards as well. So I'll leave the links for all of that down below so you can go and check it out. And if you use the code DTGen at checkout, you will actually get 10% off of your order. So be sure to do that and get a little bit of a deal on the Feel the Beat collection. So I kind of went through all of the papers, trying to decide which one I liked the best. Right away when I saw this paper with the hands, I loved it, and I thought it's going to go with this picture. But I also really like the back of it, so you'll see in 2 weeks what I end up doing so that I can actually use both the front and the back. But if you love both of these papers, and you're probably going to love a bunch of the other papers, you should get the double pack of paper, because you definitely won't regret it, and you'll get lots of extra use out of it. So some of these papers are so cool and neutral, like that music sheet paper, that you can really use it for just about any project. So get the double pack. See, I was even at this point, I was like, oh, I picked out all of the ephemera, and I just had to have one last look at that back to see if I was going to go ahead and commit to my original idea. And the reason I liked that back, obviously, you can tell just by the colors of the picture that a lot of the lighting and different effects in the concert were in those blues and purples, and so obviously that really was perfect. Like it was meant for these pictures. But the reason I end up going with the original paper is just I really liked the perspective of it. It's kind of the same perspective that I have in my photo, where I kind of captured more of the back of my daughter's head, but slightly her profile looking at the stage. You see a little bit of the crowd, and I just kind of like how that matched. And also, I think sometimes it's nice when your colors of your photo match your paper, but in this case, I actually felt like the contrast between the paper, which is more of those oranges and yellows and golds, there's a little bit of purple where it's kind of gray, but it is the contrasting colors to those purples that you see in my photo. And so I think because my photo was so dark, having the contrasting color as the background actually really helps to enhance the photo. And it really kind of draws out, there's a little bit of a glare or a shine to my daughter's face where the light is shining on her face, and I think it really helps to bring that out, and so you see her in the picture a lot better. Whereas if I had used the back of this paper, I think everything would have blended too much and you wouldn't have been able to see all of those details in the photo. And I mean, both papers are gorgeous, so it was a toss-up. It could have gone well either way. So you saw I quickly went through all of the ephemera, and this is usually how I work. I'll go through all of those bits of ephemera, I pull out all the ones that are kind of catching my attention, and in this case I was looking for ones that referred to first concert, because this was sort of my daughter's first real adult concert, and I pulled out all of those ticket stubs. I thought they were a lot of fun and go along with the theme of us having gone to a concert. And then I was looking for colors. So you can see sort of the main colors here are that purple, the red, and the yellow. And so I was looking for things that enabled me to get all of those colors into all of my clusters. And I go back in a couple more times because I'm really just trying to move around all of those colors so that they all, you can see I was pointing there, so that I have a little bit in each cluster. So I'm going to use 3 flare, and I'm going to use most of those tickets. I think I was looking for something red there, so I was showing you that one option would be I could have fussy cut one of those little drums. And again, if you get the double pack of paper, then you have so many opportunities to do stuff like that, because there's lots of little icons, there's a cut apart sheet, there's lots of things you can do to fussy cut and really stretch the papers. But in the end, I kind of get it all how I like it. I pulled in those music notes, those were red, and so that brings a little bit of red up to that top cluster. And then the tickets here give me all the colors I want in this main cluster, and I put a flare that has some headphones because that's how my daughter usually listens to her music. Her headphones are always plugged in, typical teenager. So the headphone icon really works well here, and it kind of repeats because I have it up at the top cluster too. And then I noticed as I was cutting one of the layers for behind my photo that one of these circles said first concert, and it kind of fits in those headphones. I know there's a little gap at the top, and I'm totally okay with that. It shows a little bit of the red, and I probably could have used some sequins or something to cover it up, but I kind of forgot at the end. You'll see there. That's originally what I thought I would do, is use some sequins, and then I forgot about it when I actually put those sequins down, but I still like it, so I'm happy. I'm also pulling in these cork hearts just because they were sitting on my desk and I'd really like to get them used up. They're nice and thick, and they have that beautiful gold glitter running through them, which just worked out really nice. It meant that I could bring some gold into the layout, which works anyways because of the sort of warm tones to the background paper. And I mean, the heart just works because she loved the concert. It was Panic at the Disco, and it was a surprise for her, for my daughter to go and see them. She was a huge fan long before Brendan Urie kind of has made his comeback, so she's loved them for a long time. She's definitely my child. And yeah, we just decided to surprise her. Her solo song from last year was Always by or I guess 2 years ago now. It was two seasons ago. It was Always by Panic at the Disco, and she did so well. She won a scholarship, and she won some overall placements and stuff, so it was a nice surprise for her to go and see the concert. And we had never been to Seattle, so that was kind of fun for us as a family to go and enjoy the whole thing. So the next step there is that you saw me kind of sort through some of the sequins packs. Those are exclusive packs from Spiegel Mom Scraps that match the collections, and I just dumped them out. I kind of saved you from having to watch me, but I just wanted to pull out a few of the different colors, and so I have these big scatterings of sequins in different colors in each of my cluster areas. And I also had to scooch down my top cluster a little bit because I decided I really like the manufacturer's strip down at the bottom, and I kind of like how it just gives the eye a place to kind of rest. It's kind of like a grounding spot at the bottom of the page. So I just dropped down my embellishment cluster from the top a little bit, and later on I'm just going to cut off that 1/8 of an inch from the top. So now that I have all of those little bits and pieces put together, I'm working on my title, and I did have this idea to have sort of this big giant P and big giant C that contained the whole title, but I couldn't find letters that were small enough that at the disco fit in between the P and the C. So I changed it up a little bit, and you can see here at the end, that's what my new title looks like, which I still think looks really, really cool. And then I gave it some gold splatters, and that's it. I'm all done. So again, the links are down below. You can check out the blog, check out their store, use the discount code DTGen on your next purchase. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Until next time, happy scrapping. Bye!